mean, Julio
And
paid
I
off.
don't think we ever made a deal like that for a defensive player, have we?
No. John Abraham, but that was a 3-team trade.
Yeah, and that wasn't like a draft pick trade
That
either.
wasn't a draft pick. That was a trade.
So which position? I mean, which team would you want to trade with, Smitty?
I got to go Cleveland because I don't think Abdul Carter gonna fall past 2. I'm sorry. I mean, I hear Shador Sanders. I hear Travis Hunter. I
The
just don't think
crazy thing is
they'll be
everything I
stupid.
seen got Shador going to New Orleans. I took a picture of it today to post in the group. I'm glad you said that 'cause I forgot to post it. Every ESPN mock draft got Shador going to New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a show with my boy TJ Hill Saints part a Saints content creator, so we might talk about that a little bit.
Oh, Smitty, you have to give up the farm, bro.
Hey,
So,
it is what it is, bro. I mean, look, you only live once, bro. And Terry job is on the line, so he might as well just go for it.
so if you trade the first and second pick this year, the first round pick next year,
Can you trade a player with that or just the picks?
I believe so. Hold on 1 second.
You can trade a player, but who do you trade?
I say give them Kirk Cousins, keep our 15th pick, and give them a first round next year, and give them our second.
I don't think they're gonna fly. He's
They said that's
37
a
years old.
they said that's an
If that
84% chance.
hey, if that worked, the whole thing gonna short circuit.
They said it's an 84% chance. Let's see if it happens.
Wow.
They took it.
So now
Wow.
we got a Cleveland third and our 15th. Now get who you want, Smitty. Knock yourself out.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to start it over. Apparently, I didn't put the trade in correctly. Hold on.
Oh
That's
man.
why it didn't work.
That's all right. Yeah, I can edit.
All right. So if you trade with the Cleveland Browns, you get their second. You say you want to trade your second, your second round pick in the first round next year, and you want to
Kirk
try to trade
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Let's just see if it works.
Oh, for some reason it's not letting us pick that second pick.
See, didn't I tell you?
It's too
Short
good
circuit.
to be
I
true.
told you.
It's too
I
good to be
told
true.
you.
Nah, I'm just simulating something that could happen on draft night though. We might can end up keeping our 15th and because I seen Blackberry do it and it worked for Blackberry.
And shouts out to
Wow.
Blackberry. All right. Yeah, so I got that second pick selected.
In the first
He
next
just don't
year.
want to give it up.
Oh,
He
okay.
just don't
I
want to
think I hit the
give it
wrong.
up.
I hit the wrong button, y'all. My bad. I hit the wrong
Look
button.
at you, man.
Okay, okay, all right. So you got that. Yeah. So all right. So you made that trade. So you traded that second pick. Um, you traded for that second pick. You traded your second round pick and a first round next year and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
All right. So we're
Cause
gonna
we still
start
take
there.
that 15th and trade back and still get some more.
All
Man,
right.
y'all done rigged up the
So who you want, Smitty? Just get who you want. Get who you want.
who let me see who on the board.
You got Abdul Carter here who
Oh,
has
that's who I want all day long.
6'3", 252. It's hard not to see some Michael Parsons in Carter, who not only wears number 11, but also pops off the screen nearly every play due to being a rare caliber athlete. If he can get even stronger, he has all pro potential as a player worthy of a top 5 pick.
And he can play in any scheme 4-3 or 3-4.
All right, so we're going to Abdul Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, pimps and players, Abdul Carter. This is the Carter.
Do we get a trade offer? The trade back.
So you got 2 trade offers actually. So
we're
you
gonna keep getting a Denver trade.
Yeah, you got Denver and you got Houston. Mind you, Malachi Starks is on the board.
And that's where I would go. No doubt about it.
They go start then. So we ain't got to trade with nobody because they're gonna show up a defense right there anyway. Almost
2 game change. You win the draft with those 2 picks.
I accidentally did the first round. My bad.
Man, look at you.
My bad. It was too good to be true.
Boy, way too good.
Be true.
Boy, they could pull that off on draft night though. Would you be mad about that first round next year?
Nah, I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
No, it's just a draft pick, man. Think about it. How many times we done failed in the first round on edge rushers?
When the last time we went edge rusher in the first round?
Vic Beasley. No, Tat McKinley.
Yeah.
Tat McKinley.
All right. So we're going Abdul Carter. Then we went Malachi Starks.
Yep.
So we don't got another pick to 118 now.
That's fine. We won the draft.
All right. So
we can go get our center now. Is he up there?
Is Jared Wilson up there? That's what I was just about to say. You read my mind. He probably gone. Yeah, he gone.
We messed their whole draft up, Smitty.
No, I mean we good. I like that offensive line from USC. Yeah, he can play all. He's versatile. That's what you need on this offensive line. Man, boy, I ain't heard that in a long time. Boy, you showing your age with that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the one Ryan we're talking about, Smitty?
Who at the cornerback position? The kid out of whatever Alabama A&M, and William and Mary. I think his name Charles Grant.
Oh, I like Alexander.
I like Noah Williams. Noah Williams, super athletic.
Oh yeah, that's a cover 3 corner right there.
Oh yeah, 6'2". Oh yeah.
What's the other one, Smitty? One you were talking about?
Noah Williams.
Strong press man corner. Plays physical and how he covers receivers. He wants to dictate contact right at the snap with good, strong hands out of receiver's release. He's comfortable hand fighting all the way through the route, but it could get him in trouble. Sounds like Robert Alford. As he can get a bit grabby, especially against vertical routes. Sounds like Robert Alford.
And another former Packer, Al Harris.
Yes. Yeah, you run it down the field trying to take people's clothes off.
Oh man.
Who at safety? Malachi Moore at safety?
Well, you drafted Malachi Starks already, right?
Oh
yeah. We got Starks. Yeah. So what defensive tackle looking like? Is my boy Alfred Collins still on the board? Probably not.
Caldwell. Yeah. Right.
Ty Robinson, he a sleeper. I think he gonna shock some people. He was one of the highest graded defensive linemen in the country last year.
Shit, we need to get him
win rate.
Yeah, he got 6 sacks last year, and he got 25 hurries. Consistently gets a lot of hurries.
Yep.
Might need to go and snatch him then.
Just don't do like old King Richie and mess around and
getting
that kind of reaching that over because he said he ranked 192nd. When we pick again.
Yeah.
He'll probably be gone next time. Yeah, he'll be gone. See anybody else you been scoping?
You talking to me or Richie?
You.
Um, well, I tell you one thing. I know it ain't gonna be Nick Nash. I know that.
Lord ain't gonna let me
He,
live that one.
he tried it. Barry Carter
Um,
would be a sleeper right here.
yeah.
I can't believe he's still on the board.
Um, Willie Lampkin. I think that might be a good move. Just like King Richard said, it's like I trust Ryan Newsel, but I also want a guy who could step in just in case something happens, or
But the only thing with Lampkin though is we got a guy just like that in Javon Gwynn, already on the roster, an undersized guard center type player.
yeah. But the thing is that obviously he just ain't ready. I mean,
Yeah,
over the
true.
years, it's like they tried to run with him before, and it just wouldn't.
Just wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't holding up.
I got a feeling they might be moving on from him this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now I know that as far as the guys that you have as far as linebacker, whenever you consider the JD Bertrands, the Diablos, and Caden Ellis,
Peyton
the
Ellis, yeah,
Andersons of the world.
still need a thumper.
Yeah, you still need a thumper. Like you still need a.
What about Bassel?
From what team?
He gone. He must be gone.
I remember looking at him. I was like, man, this guy's so overrated. Wow. But it's one of them situations with him. He played at Texas. He's gonna get a shot.
Yeah, pretty much. That Jaden Blue running back, he gonna be a Pierre Thomas type running back at the next level.
Yeah. So what y'all thinking?
I'm gonna let y'all take this pick. I took the first one.
Well, look, Dre Harrison said, grab Barrett. So
yeah, Barrett was one of my sleeper picks. Ryan, what's up, man?
What's going
from
on,
the
Ryan?
Bird Cage. What's good? Man, Richie, what are you doing, man? You sound like you unwrapping the whole meal over there.
Oh man, my tooth went to hurt, and I had to get a goody powder and the coat.
Oh man, the goody powder and the coat.
Well, I gotta get another one pulled soon.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worked for real.
Yep, that's true.
Man, you talking about a fall from grace, boy.
Man, boy, you just don't know how many times I done said that. He got that fumbling problem though, so
yeah.
And then another running back that I see keep falling to the 7th round, Donovan Edwards from Michigan.
Didn't North Carolina have a running back they say supposed to be a beast?
Yeah,
yeah, he'll be a first rounder. Omarion Hampton. Big John said use Oragel.
But that don't work. Been there, done that. I'm literally talking about the only thing that work is goody powder and some ibuprofen.
Man, boy. That's rough right there.
Boy.
You tried that MD 2020?
Oh, they're gonna make it hurt worse.
Dang. Come on.
Well, you country.
Man, boy.
Yeah, every time I try to
drink some alcohol, man,
my mouth killing me.
Yep, didn't I tell you? I told you Ty Robinson was gonna be gone. He went to the Raiders at 215.
Yeah, that would have been a good pickup.
What pick we at now?
You got pick 218.
I got a question for y'all. Should should we looking at drafting a running back this year at some point? Because we don't really know what's going to happen with Tyler Algier. I feel like he should stay, but he may want his own spot to try for a number one position, and he could probably get more money. And if y'all follow my page, y'all will see that I said Pittsburgh would be a likely spot for him because Arthur Smith drafted him, and he fits what Pittsburgh likes to do.
Especially since Pittsburgh can't get Kirk now.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like once again, it's like I was saying a little bit earlier. I feel like Terry Fontenot always drafts players a year early. I feel like that's why they got Jace McClellan last year.
I just
Okay, I
you
can
talking
see
about
that.
the guy out of
I can see
Alabama.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Had a year in the system. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not fond of him for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, he'll jump off the screen whenever he plays. He
But
look like a running
I
back.
don't think Kirk going to Pittsburgh because like I put out yesterday, there are reports that Arthur Smith not getting good feedback on Kirk. So I couldn't
Oh
see him.
yeah, I seen that one that you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see that.
I mean, at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith are made for each other. Jerks always congregate around other jerks. So,
Oh man, you got
Now,
to
he already been out there with DJ Metcalf, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he going to Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers just dragging this out because that's the kind of guy Aaron Rodgers is.
Oh, did we get a center already?
No, I
Go
can't
back to the centers real quick. Cause that guy, I think he out of Wyoming. No,
you can go look at your picks right there next to full draft.
Yeah, we got Barrett Carter.
No center. Honestly, bro, I think you rolling with that USC lineman. That was a good pick, man.
Yeah. I think that was a real good pick because he could play pretty much any.
Hell, I actually like. Did I say Jackie Slater? Jackson Slater. I was gonna say. That's his name, Drew Kendall. He's another one. That's the Boston College lineman I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. I know Cooper was still down here.
That Cade Mays' brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met him. He's a good kid.
Who? Cooper Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, Boston College keeps some good offensive line.
Run block grade 81.5. So he got a mean streak.
What's his pass block grade? I can't see the screen.
81.
81.
Yeah, let go with him because Boston College ain't never let me down on offensive linemen.
6'4", 299.
Ooh, he gonna have to pick up some weight.
Yeah, probably about 10 pounds.
All right, you got one more pick.
I like that Gaston pick.
Oh, I think he might be gone, Smith.
Like I said, boy, I used to watch his dad down with OJ McDuffie and them in Miami, boy. Boy, wasn't no joke. His dad like 6'6", 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, jokes be running all over the field.
Long arms. Yeah. He built just like him. That ain't no George Kittle type tight end, is it?
That's what I was looking at. He said he's 6'6", 247. Due to his pedigree.
Blocking wire, blocking.
He said you gotta get quicker and stronger. Like I said, at this point, you just looking for straight potential. You looking for athletic.
Why is Graham Mertz on the board? He shouldn't even be on the draft thing. Period.
Man,
that dude can hit the barn with a bar soap.
Come on, man. He was a quarterback in the SEC.
True.
That's all it takes. Man, boy, that whole second. Bro, I sit through one of their secondary meetings, bro.
They were lost.
You talking about a dumpster fire? Oh my God! Patrick
What they
Surtain
want?
is the secondary's coach, and it was at one point he was just shaking his head.
What they want? Reading the scheme in the zones, right?
Nah, they were trying to draw it with an etch and sketch. It was
Oh
terrible.
Lord.
It was terrible. I've never been in like a position meeting where it was so clueless.
Boy.
Is that cornerback from Villanova still there? All we could get is Xavier Trust.
You know, Georgia good. I mean, Falcons good for just picking some random Georgia player
Boy, what you talking about?
and just saying,
They
huh?
picked one last year. That didn't work out. Ain't that Lacey kid that got in trouble?
Uh-huh.
Man, dude got so much talent.
What he get in trouble for?
He that's the one that had the domestic violence, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dang, they ain't even draft him.
Yeah, he was at one point a third round grade. But when he got in trouble, he just failed. But that what happens.
Yeah, cause Philly GM, I think that was their GM or head coach got on there. He said anybody do anything against a woman, we ain't going.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Jackson could be a hybrid type player. I think he's gonna be a linebacker at the next level. They got him in safety, but I think he can play linebacker if he pick up a couple pounds.
I realized he was just 195.
Yeah, but I'm saying he hit like a linebacker. He played downhill like a linebacker.
Kirby used to cuss him out so much, boy.
Boy, what you talking about?
Oh my God. So at Georgia's practices, Kirby walks around with a wireless microphone, and they have two separate practice fields. And he just walks around like just yelling into the microphone. Like, that's wrong. And bro, whenever you get Dan Jackson the business, oh
Dan Jackson called out the place a lot. Like Gaston gone, he went to the Texans to pick before.
What DT on the board?
But it was that hit and run. Absolutely. I forgot about that. Yep, damn sure it was. Hit and run.
Shouts out to my homeboy, Chris Tip Moore in here. What's going on, Tip?
Yo.
Doing all right tonight, bro.
Hey man, yeah, I know I was gonna jump in a little earlier, but your boy had to go ahead and record his Hawks Digest video. So
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
How closer because I actually remember his dad.
See if Bigger's still on there from Georgia Tech.
Oh, that's a big dude. That is a space eater and a buffet eater.
Or what about the guy from Florida
trust
State?
Me, my boy Smitty know about them buffets, so
that big boy from Florida State ain't on there no more.
Oh no, he probably been gone.
Yeah, you gotta get the boy named Thor, right?
6'2", 320.
Hey, you better watch it. Don't let it be a smoke signal.
He run defense pretty good. Mm-hmm. Say he played the best game against the Hurricanes, which was a nationally ranked team.
Yeah, we can get him then.
Sounds like.
What round y'all in, by the way?
7th round.
Oh, 7th round? Okay.
Yeah.
What we get?
What y'all got so far?
So somehow we got off of Kirk Cousins somehow. So we won the
we
draft just by doing that.
Oh Lord, I see. Oh God. Hey, if it play out like that though, you did good because you still kept 15. I mean, you lost.
We ain't got no first next year though.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, you had to give it up.
If
I mean, you
everything
gotta
go all
give.
right with
I mean,
Alex
you
Smith
gotta
Carter,
give something to get something, right? I mean,
if
you
Hello.
gotta
everything go
give
good
something
with
to get
Carter, we
something.
good. Yeah.
But
We
I
don't
ain't
even
gonna
think
lie to
about
you. You
no
got
first round
Carter
pick.
and Starks though, and you still got Barrett Carter, the other Carter later.
Right.
I ain't mad at that, fellas. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. And you got and look at you got Drew Kendall. I'm pretty sure that was a big low pick right there, though.
Why you say that?
I'm pretty sure that was a big low pick right there, man. You know, good man. We got to get into the trenches, and then plus I heard you earlier how about how well your thoughts are about Boston College and their offensive line.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't lie though. I had a hand in that because one thing I can
The hand
honestly
in that,
say,
King.
no, Corey, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Every time I used to watch, my little cousin used to play for University of Kentucky. So it's certain
Okay. Shout
games
out to
that I
him.
had to watch, and Boston College was just one of them that was just on when we be in Kentucky. And I was like, no wonder Matt Ryan was who he was at Boston College, because they keep some good offensive linemen. They just
Bro,
do.
they always blocking, boy.
Nah, they block. They block well, man. I mean, ask Chris Lindstrom. Shoot, man.
And
You
his
know?
little brother.
Yeah. So
Because I
just
was
saying.
thinking the only reason why I wouldn't say really run to replace Jake Matthews is because if you remember, Bergeron came in as a tackle.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
So you
Man,
may
my thing with Bergeron, man, I love him at guard though.
I do too.
Yeah,
I
ain't
don't know
no
if I'm
point in moving him. I think I'm telling you, depending on how this draft fall, if somebody top on their board is gone, just expect Kevin Banks at 15. I just see it. And I said it last year. Don't be surprised if we go offensive line in this draft because you got to have somebody that can block Penny's blind side. McGarry not that dude.
I'm saying though, but McGarry, okay, take it in consideration. McGarry since 2022 is sixth overall in pressures. Like that gotta account for something. And last year was his like best year in pass pro, and I mean running is his thing, but pass pro, that was like his best year. Y'all don't think McGarry could possibly, just possibly, still be serviceable enough to protect his blind side?
I do honestly. I mean, think about it. Last year was his best year with Kirk Cousins, who was a standard.
Couldn't move.
You know.
Yeah, he was stationary. You know what
So
I'm saying? He wasn't
yeah,
nothing but old leg press. Couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? Just staying right there.
So you
now that's
gotta
what
give
made
credit
me
to
wonder.
Dwayne Leffler for that.
But that's what made me wonder: is that the reason they got that tight end out of Houston as well?
Well, now they got Charlie Warner if they want to block. So I mean,
Yeah, they do got Warner. They do.
Caleb
They did.
McGarry's
They are
number this
bringing
year is
Warner
14.
back.
His number this year is his cap hit is 16.5 this year, and his dead cap is just $2 million.
Well, you always could have asked Felipe Franks to block.
Let's see which way the draft go. Man, please. That dude couldn't block a 2-year-old from jumping on the couch.
I don't know though. Felipe got that dog in him though.
which one? Chihuahua? Shit.
Now
Now,
on special teams,
Poodle.
he do got that dog in him on special teams.
Good. Oh, he a Cane Corso on special teams. Gotcha.
Now you don't remember that he put on what you call it last year on special teams?
King. Monkeys fall.
No, I ain't gonna lie. He did lay homes out. I give him that.
Monkeys
He
fall
did.
out of trees sometimes. Don't get caught up in that one hit.
I know.
Hey, that's true. That's
You
true.
can.
I'm gonna give him his credit. Hey, it was a nice hit for Felipe. I get
Look,
to him.
it's like walking around the streets of Chicago. You gonna catch somebody lacking after a while.
The walk around. He said, "Oh Lord." So eventually you gonna catch somebody lacking. I mean, I'm just saying, like Felipe ain't out there, being Matt Bosher or nobody,
Wow.
Matt Bosher a late lumber boy.
You took it back then, boy. They were drug testing Matt Bosher.
They sure was.
Boy.
They just knew he was.
Oh
on
yeah,
something.
the very next day.
Yeah.
Yep.
They said, "Oh no, sir, absolutely not." You know who we are. We're the NFL. You got us messed up, sir. Come on in here and get that specimen. And yeah.
Ain't nobody on the Falcons ever hit nobody that hard.
Shoot, him and Julio got some of the best hits.
Man, Julio could have played safety if he wanted to.
Man, what that?
Nah,
man,
you don't remember when they used to put
gave...
Julio back there on the prevent?
Yeah,
Julio
got about 3 or 4 picks just off of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, bro? And man, Julio, remember that time where it was almost an interception and Julio peeked it out and hit the Cowboys defender?
Yeah, I remember
I'm
that.
talking about knock this block off.
That's just a well-coached player right there.
Pretty much.
That's just a well-coached
he just be in the film room extra time paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Matt and Roddy both saved. I'm sorry, Julio and Roddy both saved Matt a few times, to keep it real. You think about the times where they were on offense and they had to go from offense to play defense. A couple of times, Roddy Wright ran down guys and knocked the ball out from behind.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I remember that.
Shoot, he did with San Fran like that too.
Joe did.
Yep.
Well,
I think Dre Bly. It was Dre Bly picked off Matt Ryan, was running the back, kind of being lackadaisical. Roddy ran his behind down, knocked the ball out. We got it right back, and I think we won that game.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Love it, man. Gotta love it. Look, at the end of the day, those Falcons teams, man, that's one of those things where it's hard to get back. I mean, that's what I always say. I mean, a lot of people might not like it. I feel like Mike Smith was the best coach in Falcons history.
Yeah.
Those were the best coach teams.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but one thing I used to tell people,
that's when we were consistently going to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Consistently.
But you know, one thing that I loved about Mike Smith that I hated about Arthur Smith, Mike Smith did not play about them penalties. Period.
No.
Offense or defense, he ain't play about them penalties.
You want to see Mike Smith get red? Get multiple penalties.
Exactly.
Yep.
He started writing in that little notebook.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you remember that one time he got mad?
Notebook, no.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't remember that one time he got mad and just started picking the grass up out the ground?
Yes, bro. I would say Mike Smith was a trip, man. I love Smitty though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He used to always say, man, don't beat yourself. He used to always say that. Don't beat yourself. Yeah, that's why he had that philosophy.
That's what
but one thing I can say, boy, he had everybody on that defensive line 320 or better.
I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, the biggest issue, and I don't know why like this is the case. It's like every time we get a head coach who specializes in whatever they specialize in, for some reason we just can't do it. Whenever we get a coach who specializes in defense, I'd be doggone. We can't get a quarterback to save our life. We get a coach that specializes in offense. Doggone, we can't move the ball. We just need to get a coach that specializes in losing. If we got a coach that specializes,
come on, Low. Come on, man. Keep it in the road, man.
But can we agree to this though? Raheem Morris screwed himself by bringing in Jimmy Lake last year.
Oh, we know that.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so I mean,
but you know what's crazy, Smitty? If I'm Terry, ain't no way you bringing in a first year offensive head coach and a first year defensive head coach. You're gonna have to pick one. I'm sorry. But you know what that led me to believe? He wanted Ulbrich the whole time, but Ulbrich just wasn't available.
I can see that.
Possibly.
Because you had guys like Gus Bradley that was available who ran the same defense in Los Angeles. But you mean tell me you rather go Jimmy Lake? That just didn't make sense.
Yeah, man. It was tough. I
Talk
mean,
about
again, I go back to what I said too. I mean, it also was he didn't have to worry about anybody breathing over his neck either.
Yeah.
You know, these are two first-year guys who are trying to, pay their dues, and he's giving them an opportunity. Yeah, but he definitely
Right.
don't have anyone looking over his shoulder.
Right.
You know, and
Hey,
it's
Yeah.
a
Lo, can you go to
possibility
that
that
question at the
Robinson
bottom
could
of
be
the screen
gone
right
after this
quick?
year.
you talk about the same Jimmy Lake who was the head coach of Washington, University of Washington, and they win like 2-3 games, and then Caleb
Yep.
DeBoer came in the next year and took them to the national championship.
I'm talking
Yep.
about the very next year. The very next year.
That's just how bad his
Come on,
coaching
bro.
was. But
But
to answer that question, anonymous reviewer, if they did get Hendrickson somehow, I would definitely go Barron or Starks because like I said, you get that one edge rusher to go along with Leonard Floyd. I think you got to go cornerback or safety at that point. You got to think about the future because Jesse Bates got 1 or 2 years left, so you got to have somebody take his spot if he leaves. So yeah, and I think Barron, he's one of those people that can play inside, outside, safety, anything you need him to play. He's just that versatile, and he's a ball hawk.
And then Justin Simmons made a good comment too. He said, we still got Helms. So that's why he don't
yeah,
know if he'll be back or not.
well, I
Yeah,
mean, he won't be anyway. But
I was gonna talk about I was gonna talk about that a little later tonight. Have it out later tonight.
We also got
yeah,
Superman chat. Stefan Schilling says we need to let our GM go if we have another bad season. Tired of these bad contracts, overpaying players for average performances. Show me results. Dun, dun, dun. That's
Hello,
the Superman chat. Hey,
that's real though.
hello.
look here. At the end of
Absolutely
the day,
correct.
Terry
But I
Fontenot.
mean, can you really blame? See, I'm so conflicted once I found out how they chain the command is. That's what because I'm not used to the GM and the head coach got to answer to the owner. I'm used to the GM being able to have full authority.
Well, you got to think. Did Tommy Demetro have full authority? I don't think he did.
No.
I
He
don't
still
think
had
he
to
did
report to
either.
Arthur Blank.
So it
I
sounds
just
like
think I
changed
just
the
think
way
he
he
made
does
more moves that Arthur Blank agreed with. That's why he didn't get the slack that Terry Fontenot is getting. So he probably
Could be.
got Arthur Blank's approval before he made a decision. I don't think Terry Fontenot is doing that. I think he's making a decision, then dealing with the consequences later. That's the difference.
things.
Oh boy, that's tough too, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one. No,
Gonna lie.
because part of me still think a lot of them draft picks were Arthur Smith.
I mean,
I
I
can see
can
that because
see that. Yeah,
I can see that because they already lied and said Terry Fontenot knew what was going on with Arthur Smith before he got here, and I knew that was a lie.
we knew that was a cap.
But
So
you know what's crazy? Smitty then came out in the interview with Rich McKay, and Rich McKay said, "Shit, yeah, Terry been here, but ain't no way I was finna let him just take the whole reins of the organization." So it's like they contradicting themselves the more press conferences they have.
hey, country, Mike said you getting sleep over there. You need to wake up.
Man, I'm good over here, man. I'm
He
good.
said, "Man, relax." Hello, said, "Relax, y'all. Relax."
He don't want to put it. He don't want to put it in that trash compactor. He gonna fall asleep on purpose.
Man, shoot, boy. Yeah, that garbage disposal ain't finna get changed tonight because we're only
Mhm.
gonna
Oh
do
boy,
that.
I know how that can be hell.
Man, that's a whole nother job.
Boy, what you talking about?
And can turn into an all-day job.
Boy, what you talking
Yep.
about? What you talking about? Look, I should have did it earlier. That's what I should have did. But at the end of the day, it'd be like that sometimes.
Mhm. And at the end of the day, the day gonna end. So
Hello, you already know it. You already know it. Yeah, I
You
mean,
have to.
I think the whole situation with Terry Fontenot, I mean, if they don't get it done, it's just been too many almost. Unfortunately, it's been too many. Oh yeah, we almost traded back into the first round. Oh man, we almost got the
Yeah.
Neil Hunter. Oh man, we all horseshoes and hand grenades, bro.
But think about it. I think this is the last chance because you got to think about the Kirk Cousin move. He saved his butt one more year by getting Michael Penix, but you got to think about the consequences of the Kirk Cousin contract. If we could be looking at something like a Michael Parsons trade or something like that if we had the money to pay him. So that was a direct hit from the Kirk Cousins trade. So you got to
And we
start
could have
thinking
kept Grady.
right.
Yeah, could have kept Grady. Probably Dahlman, you know.
I mean, look, I ain't even that mad about losing Dalton, honestly.
I'm not
Nah,
either, but I'm just
Me
saying, like,
neither.
if you wanted to, wanted to keep that camaraderie, that chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like the whole thing with Grady. Like, yes, I hate to see Grady go, but
$20 million.
It was time.
I mean, for the last 10 years, we haven't been able to get after the quarterback consistently, and he's been a person that's been a key factor in that. So, like, why not at least try something different? If the money ain't
Right.
working, it ain't working, So,
And he's been very vocal about not being happy for a while.
yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it was time.
It was time. Like, you hate to see it, but unfortunately, it was just time for it to go down like that.
So how many players left from that Super Bowl then now?
Just
Jake
Jake Matthews.
Matthews.
And they trying to get him out the door.
Man, they ain't gonna
Nah,
let him.
he'll be here about 2 or 3 more years.
I think he might be there longer than that, Smitty. He a Matthews.
And he ain't got to protect the blind side no more.
His dad played about 15, 16 years, so that's true.
I think it was like 17, 18. Am I
Could have been. Yeah.
Like those Matthews.
I
man,
remember him in Houston. Yeah.
They
With
play
Boone
forever.
and Chris Chandler, who used to be our quarterback.
So you think it'll be a lot easier now that he's not in charge of the blind side?
I think Jake Matthews gonna be all right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like people. The thing is that people always say, "Oh, you want the guy, you want to be your least best blocker to block the non-blind side," but most of the time, their best edge rusher is gonna come to you
side.
on the opposite side of the blind side because they want that best edge rusher to have as much access to the ball as possible. So I mean, it's a good possibility Jake Matthews is going to be facing the best pass rushers now.
Yeah, that's
I
a good
agree
point.
with that. Sometimes you got to take old yellow out in the back. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's like I hate
you got to take old yellow out back.
I hate
to do it. Gotta do it, Bo.
I mean, to be frank, I feel like Terry Fontenot kind of old yellered, Grady Jarrett. That's the term. They're like, just get out of here, you stinking mutt. Like I feel like he kind of did that.
Hey, not you stinking mutt.
I think.
But you know what? Yeah. I do sort of agree with y'all about Terry job because I know me and Pops were talking today, right? And I told Pops, I done did a million mock drafts a million different ways. There's no way you could screw this draft up defensively for real. Like if you screw this up, you just need to lose your job.
Hey, there's always a way to screw anything.
I ain't gonna lie to you. But I feel where King coming from though, because there's so much talent in this draft, bro. Like we can trade back. I mean, because we've done it. We can trade back out of the first round and still end up with great talent.
And see, that's why I didn't want Trey Hendrickson. What you just said is why I didn't want Trey Hendrickson. And I'm going to tell you why. To me, the reason all these teams are offloading their old pass rushers because they see how deep this draft is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
true.
they don't.
That's true.
That's why a lot of these teams don't mind. Look, now they trying to get rid of Trayvon Walker.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll take Draymond Walker.
I ain't gonna lie. I yeah, I was
Draymond Walker.
just,
I
I was just about to say, if they
Nah,
want
but
to,
see,
you
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying,
saying.
move off of them.
We I ain't gonna say be the fool, but we be the ones to take them because they see how deep this draft is to a point that they rather take a chance. That's all. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Right.
But I tell you a way they can mess it up. That old school way of thinking of the way they scout. Because ain't no way in the world you could tell me I don't care who was sitting on the board when Kyle Pitts got drafted. With Jamar Chase or Michael Parsons should have been a pick. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
And that's an old way of thinking. They were thinking
Mhm.
tight end, the quarterback best friend. This guy's athletic. Let's take him.
And I think that's why the fan base so mad right now too. I think it's a lot deeper than just wins and losses. I think that's because if you look at it, the year we
Decision
took
making.
Kyle Pitts, we could have had Michael Parsons. Then the year after that, we could have got Jordan Davis. Then the year after that, we could have got Jalen Carter. So I sort of see
But
where the fan base
honestly,
coming
And,
from.
and realistically
honestly,
speaking, too, y'all. Well, go ahead, Smitty.
honestly, I wouldn't even be mad about that Jalen Carter pick because of the trouble he was getting in. Maybe he needed to get out of Georgia to start something fresh. We hadn't seen nothing like Bijan Robinson in Atlanta Falcon uniform ever. I'm talking about dual threat running back. Yeah, we had Warrick Dunn, but he played with the Bucks before he got here. You talk about any other superstar running back we had was a power back. We never had a guy, a Marshall Faulk type running back in Atlanta. Never.
And you know what? That's exactly what
That's true.
Tyrann Matthew said when they asked him about Bijan Robinson. He said that boy gonna be special, and I don't think Atlanta used him to his full potential last year.
I mean, we
No,
didn't.
but you
You
know how
know,
that is though. You know the quarterback it up. If Kirk Cousins stays on the road that he's on at 63, Bijan for 17, 1,800 yards easily. Probably double digit touchdown, probably 12, 13 touchdowns. But when the quarterback is out of rhythm, the whole offense out of rhythm. So
and going back to that draft with Kyle Pitts, and this is why I say it's not just. I agree with King about it's not just about the wins and losses. It's about decision making because we got Kyle Pitts, but you could have
yeah,
went Penei Sewell, you could have went Michael Parsons, you could have went Jamar Chase.
And I think that's the year nobody would have minded if you picked that Penei Sewell. I don't think nobody would have minded that
man, I
offensive
would have
lineman
loved
that
that
year.
pick, man.
We would have got
See,
Penei Sewell. We're not even talking about offensive line.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And then people thought he was going to play the left side. He been on the right side in Detroit the whole time.
it's like it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, King. You talking about the, you know, the teams who do have pass rushers. You know, they're willing to let those pass rushers go and just draft somebody else. It's kind of like somebody who, you know, who isn't good at choosing a partner. It's like a lady who, you know, she trash at choosing dude. So, you know, at the end of the day, what she gonna do? She gonna try to take somebody's husband because she know that somebody's husband is a good guy, or a dude's
So
gonna try to
so
take
so,
somebody's
so
wife.
basically, she a undercover lady of the night is what
Yeah,
you saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
basically, she know that she choose trash dudes. So she's
Damn
like,
near
man,
streetwalker.
I wish I could get a
Oh
good
man,
dude. So I'm just gonna try to take this dude from this lady's, you know, from this lady, or I'm finna try to take his wife from him
are you
because
wild?
I know I can't just go out in the streets and find somebody because my you know my judge of character is terrible. And you know, to a certain extent, that's how
Yeah,
the Falcons
you
are.
can see it that way. That's true.
Hey, and then you want to know what the crazy part is, Lo? That means that she just as delusional as our front office.
Damn, King.
Cause you know we
Hey, you
do be
got down with
delusional
that.
nowadays. So I mean, cause I'm gonna be honest. As much as I love Troy Anderson, tell me which one of y'all would have picked him in the round we picked him in. And I love Troy, cause Troy fast. Troy, he just can't stay healthy. But I do like Troy. But I'm just saying, which one of y'all would have picked him? Honestly,
Crickets.
I always felt he was a 4th or 5th round pick because he's a
I would
former
have took Nick
quarterback.
Benito.
He hadn't adjusted to the linebacker position fully, so I wouldn't have dare took that chance.
I would have took Nick Benito.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That basically all I'm saying. So it's like when you say bad pick of men, that's what made me think of our front office. It's like who picks. And none. I'm not saying taking nothing away from Troy Anderson because I do, like I said, I do like him. But who would have picked Troy Anderson? What they picked him in the 3rd round?
Second
End of the 2nd round. That we pretty much traded Julio for Troy Anderson.
Pretty
Who
much.
would have picked Richie Grant?
Talk about over Trevor
Not
Merritt.
me.
Over
Cisco
Trevor
was
Merritt.
still on the
Or
board.
Andre. Cisco, and it doesn't stay the same.
I'm trying to tell
I
you.
knew that was coming.
Sometimes I get a little lonely. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you because I remember. All right, chill. All right.
Boy, Low get ready for them podcast Olympics, boy. Y'all don't
Hey,
think what
shoot,
he
he ain't
does.
by himself.
But yeah, like I would have took Richie. Bro, I feel like the situation with Terry Fontenot, I feel like Terry Fontenot is kind of like that Scissor song. He needs to sing that Scissor song to himself. He needs to ask, is he doing too much? Because
I'm talking about.
Look, at the end of the day, man, ain't no need in trying to outsmart everybody and get this linebacker who played quarterback, played running back, kicker, left tackle, center, safety, and every other position in the 2nd round. It's like you're doing too much. Like there are other guys out here who can play good football as well. Like
Bro,
we
the
don't
Kobe
need
Dean didn't go to the next round. Think about that.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't need a defensive what's the guy's name from New Orleans?
We ain't need no
defensive
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, we didn't need a defensive Swiss Army knife like the boy from Taysom Hill. Yeah, we don't need a defensive Taysom Hill. We just need a doggone good defensive player.
But see, the reason why I asked that is because we still don't have a true Mike. And how many Mikes was in that draft? So it sort of brings me back to what Bill Belichick said about how Terry draft.
Man, there were a lot of Mikes in that draft. Tyson, Jackson, Jordan, Game 6. There were a lot of Mikes.
Tell you all of them. For real.
Because if you think about it, remember what Bill Belichick said? I don't like the way Terry drafts.
Yeah, I remember that.
No lies told. No lies told. I mean,
and
Terry
what Smitty said reminded.
He was saying that Terry Fontenot is arrogant when it comes to his draft process.
And that's why I thought about what Lowe said about the female, because it's like, like, even with us getting Takk McKinley, how do you pass on TJ Watt? Like, it's just.
Come on, man. Everybody's trying to sleep good tonight.
I know, right?
I'm talking about,
everybody
trying to sleep good, eat good,
Boy, them fighting words there.
I'm basically just saying, I hope he learned this lesson, because I keep seeing Raheem on every interview say this draft finna be defensive heavy. And I think that's the only thing that can almost save Terry's job is a move like what we did today.
Bro, you think I believe anything Raheem Moore say?
Nah.
You think I believe anything that come out of his boy? If he was knee deep in water, said his ankles were wet, I wouldn't believe.
That's why I was scared of them trading Kyle Pitts, even though everybody wanted to trade him. I know the Falcons. If we trade Kyle Pitts, we're going to get a wide receiver in the 1st round.
Bro, so I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard what I was saying at the beginning of the draft, at the beginning of this mock draft. So there's a player who played high school football in Georgia. He played for an SEC team. I ain't finna out him. And he transferred to another SEC team. Y'all should be able to know who it is.
Yeah, I know who it is.
But basically, he spoke to somebody in the front office with the Falcons last year before he transferred. And they told him, hey, we're looking for a wide receiver. And if you go to this team, you know, you showcase your talent, we're gonna try to take you next year in the draft. So I mean, it's kind of out there that you know they're gonna take a wide receiver. So I mean,
at 15, you can't be talking about 15.
all I can tell you is that they
No,
from the story that his dad told me is that the Falcons said they're going to be drafting either in the low 20s. I mean, they think that they were going to be drafting in the 20s this year. So, you know, they weren't even expecting to be drafting at 15. So, I mean,
bruh.
moving forward, you know, that but the thing is that his draft stock fell like off a cliff. If he would have had a crazy year,
if they go wide receiver anywhere in the first round, I'm gonna go viral that night. Cause
I know that's right.
Hell and high water, I'm telling you.
I don't want to go to the 7th, honestly. If you is gonna get one,
But I wouldn't be surprised because as I've been telling y'all, he's building this offense just like he did in New Orleans. So don't be surprised.
bro,
So it wouldn't really be a surprise to nobody.
he's never taken a defensive player.
Never.
Yeah, it's funny. Like it's almost like it's against his religion to take a defensive player in the first round.
but in this draft, the defensive players are better than the offensive players at this point.
Yeah,
Listen.
I mean, I go back to what you said earlier, King. It's like it's really hard to mess up this draft. Like I think it really is.
If check my let me put it like this. If you're not sure about Drake London and after this year, then yeah, you take a receiver because I've said that on somebody else's show. I said that on Mad Mike's show. Look, if you don't trust Drake London, then yeah, you take another receiver in this draft if you need a number one receiver. But if you trust Drake London, you don't do that.
What if it's about paying Drake London? Because boy, he finna get paid.
But look, this is exactly what I said. I'm glad you said that. If Drake London don't have 100 catches, over 1,400 yards, double-digit touchdowns, he will be traded next offseason. Mark my word. Because you don't give a guy like that $20 million, 25 or however much it is now. Because think about it. We know what the top tier receivers making, but it don't get no lower than T. Higgins with 25 million now that he's a wide receiver too. So now that is the threshold.
And see, the thing is, the reason why I said that about the money is because everything I've seen with wide receivers from ESPN, Drake is somewhere between 1 and 10, easy.
But see, the thing that everybody's failing to remember is that the simple fact that Jesse Bates probably ain't coming back, y'all.
That's why he didn't sign that extension.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
If you look at the last what is it now? 3 years, 2 years? It's like
2 years.
Jesse Bates was expecting something completely different. It's like Jesse Bates pretty much out the door. That's why I really feel like it's a strong possibility you might go ahead and get a Malachi Starks because I just don't see Jesse Bates coming back.
I think it's depending on what we do this year. I think he.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Hey Tyreek, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, dog.
I mean, look, I don't know, King. You know, if I don't know if you just look at like. I'm not seeing him on as much promo as I did the first year. You know, I just don't know if it's a situation where he coming back, bro.
And think about it too, Lo. If you were going to extend him, this would have been the perfect time.
Exactly.
Before you
gave
Jake Matthews that contract.
I'm hearing that I'm seeing on Twitter that they tried to and he didn't want to.
I can believe it.
I don't know how true the rumors is, but
this is why I said Nick Emenwari, just like Dre said Nick Emenwari, he would have been on my top list too. He's been one of my top 5 picks all off season. You got to look at that position because even if Drake is here one more season, who's going to play on the other side of him?
Well, at the end of the day, they just need to keep, they need to make sure that they have safety for the next 2 years, I would say.
At least,
Because that third year, they need to go get Lagonza Shady Hayward from the University of Florida with their first round pick.
But I will say this: Jordan Fuller was not a bad pickup. I think that was a very solid pickup.
No, it wasn't. Honestly, that was the guy who I was looking at before we got Justin Simmons.
Right.
And he went to Carolina, of course, before both of those.
Intel.
Yeah, I think you did say something about that.
Intel. That's bro. Like you always get the guys who play for the divisional rivals because you want to know. Look, I mean, it's not a coincidence that Fuller and Fox came here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a coincidence. You want to know.
Both played for the Panthers.
Exactly. You want to know what
why
they're
the
doing.
Saints get our leftovers.
Exactly. Like you want to know.
I mean, do we really need intel on the Panthers this year, though?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. The Panthers.
Yeah, we do.
The Panthers gonna be tough, boy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. They made some moves, bro. They made some moves this offseason.
And they got like 4 picks in the top 50, so they finna make some moves.
That's look. That's gonna be a tough out. That's gonna be a tough out.
I'm telling you, honestly, all they need is an edge rusher and a number 2 receiver.
I
back in business.
I can see them making a move for Tyler Warren. In all honesty.
I seen on ESPN today. They've been down there scouting that quarterback out of what's his name? It's Jackson a no name. Huh?
You talking about Dart?
Nah, it's another one. He one that I ain't never heard his name before.
The kid from Louisville?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he rising up boards too because his name's starting to pop up a lot as a late second, early third round pick. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Because they were talking about Shador going to New Orleans and they were talking about Carolina.
I don't see that.
They said Carolina went to his pro day or something like that and they were stuck to him like glue.
Mm-hmm.
I said, boy, that may be because my exact words was that may be bad news for Bryce.
Man, Bryce good. Bryce is there, guys.
The thing about it is, as crazy as it may sound, y'all, I think they need to stick with Bryce one more year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bryce good. Bryce is good. Look, the way that he burnt us alive in that last game. Like,
man, listen.
Bryce.
But no, I'm gonna be honest about that last game. Part of me feel like that last game was more so like, okay, neither one of us gonna play defense. We just finna let our quarterbacks. We finna see who got the best quarterback. That's how I felt about that game. It's like both head coaches met up. All right, look, we ain't gonna play no defense today,
right?
Because neither one of us played defense. Truthfully,
man, bro, look. All I'm gonna tell you is I was literally sitting right behind the Falcons bench, and whenever I tell you Ruka Roro threw his helmet 3-4 times, the defensive coaches were running around trying to figure everything out. Everybody was fussing and yelling at each other. Somebody was trying to play defense, they just couldn't.
Yeah, and at that point, Jimmy Lake was he was getting that plane ticket ready to head his ass back home.
Bro.
But I mean, like we talked about the other night, Lo. If you remember that Washington game when Ertz scored that last touchdown before overtime, right? Why did we rush? We was in that same cover 2 we were talking about, and we rushed 2 out of the cover 2.
Yep.
Remember when you said you don't do cover 2 at the goal line? I remember specifically we was in cover 2 because even my dad was like, why we in cover 2 at the goal line?
I don't know, bro.
Everybody flabbergasted.
Bro.
Everybody like,
Ertz,
what we
when I
doing?
tell you Ertz ate that cover 2 up on that last touch, go back and watch that last touchdown.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Yeah, I'm very much against cover 2 in the red zone.
Too much
on
talent
the slant
on the
route
field.
at that. On the slant.
Too much talent.
The damn leverage.
Yeah.
But I mean, my thing is, how can you not account? Because, like, okay, yeah, Ertz may be a little bit older, but let's not act like he won a dog when he played. So that's what confused me and Pops, because we like, yeah, he may have gotten older, but if you give him the right amount of space and time, he gonna eat you alive because he been
Hey
doing
man,
this.
somebody like that find holes in the defense before they snap the ball. He knew
Exactly.
exactly where he was going.
Exactly.
He knew
Right.
exactly where he was going.
And you tell coach, I said that's why you don't run cover 2 in the rip. Boy, we had a full out. Boy, oh John
Boy, we was online by 4 hours, Smitty, about
bro.
cover 2 and cover 3 in the
On John
goal.
and Winston show, boy, we had like a full straight up debate on cover 2 or cover 3 in the
But
red
you know
zone.
what
Hey,
made
I
me the
think I
maddest
remember
about that though is when he said what he said. The play was shotgun, 2 receivers on one side, 2 receivers. Why are we a shotgun at the goal line
Man,
anyway?
well, look, I done seen it happen before. I done seen
Oh,
it
we
happen
did
before.
it. It don't
We
never
were
work
doing
for
that with
us.
Arthur Smith.
Exactly. Like shoot, it didn't run a double reverse to John Smith. Like shoot,
Bruh.
eat all that junk.
Like legit, like legit happened too.
Hold
Bro,
on,
Yeah,
these
and
folks was
then
on the
had
1
Kyle
yard
Pitts
line.
guarding Danielle Hunter.
bro. I don't know, man. But yeah,
Ooh,
we had
but
like a
Jimmy
full on
Lake screwed
debate.
us bad.
We had a full on debate. I'm sitting here like, bro, what you saying don't make any sense. This man steady trying to tell me I'm wrong. I'm sitting here like, bro, like what? Like, what are you
Oh,
talking about? He's like,
they
yeah,
call
you
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 Coach
play
No
press
for a reason.
coverage. You play
Yeah.
press coverage with 2 cornerbacks. I like, bro, you got 2 wide receivers on both sides. Why would you play press coverage with 2 cornerbacks on the sides
Oh boy.
with if you run a doubles on both sides? I like, man, look,
I'm glad I didn't see that show, boy, because I would have went off.
look at here, boy. I'm finna tell you something. It took everything in me to be respectful in that situation. Cause I legitimately want to be like, man, I look, it is what it is.
You
It
should
is
you you
But
should you should
Smitty, that was a 4 hour show, and most
bro,
of
let
it
me
was about cover 2 and cover 3.
bro.
Absolutely hilarious.
next time low, get you one of these. Get you one of these and draw it up on this. And then
Man,
we can
Right.
man, look. I was
that's all
like,
you gotta do.
I ain't even sit up. I was like, I ain't finna sit up here and doggone try to argue with you. And then I keep getting caught back up into the argument because it wasn't making no sense. I like, wow, like what are you talking about? You just running 2 cornerbacks against 4 wide receivers? Like that says bubble screen or tunnel screen all day. Or you just run a pick play. Like, why would you do that? He was like, yeah, because he's gonna jam him at the line of scrimmage. I'm like,
Oh,
man, you ain't making no sense, bro. You ain't
what
making
is he
no
talking
sense.
about?
Bro, I don't know. I was sitting here like, and then King was like, man, we ran cover 2 in the red zone against Washington, and they just ran the slant in front of it. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, why would you have 2 safeties playing the back playing back there by the goalpost whenever
Right.
you're literally standing in the end zone? Why do you need 2 safeties back there?
And then
Like,
the crazy part, I think they ran bunches out of that with
yeah,
that cover 2 we
They
did.
did. They did.
yeah, yeah. So, bro, I
Absolutely
look,
did.
I don't know. That's Tips homeboy.
But that's what I think.
Jimmy
That's
Lee.
why I said it's like people mad at D Offco. I can't really be mad at D Offco when Nielsen had D Offco. When it was Nielsen and Gray back there, D
Straight
Offco
dog.
was a beast.
Straight dog.
I'm on with my homeboys. I don't know who y'all talking about.
Man,
Hey,
No,
look,
because
we all knew Jimmy Lake was the problem because
man,
Yeah,
I,
fact.
that
I see
Minnesota
Tips
game.
out with Jimmy Lake at the Claremont Lounge on Tuesday night.
I promise you that wasn't me, especially at the Claremont Lounge on a Tuesday night.
You there for karaoke night.
Oh,
I
not because I
probably
just
trying to
didn't
sing Jimmy
understand.
out of Atlanta.
Not because I just didn't understand. Okay, if my thing is, first of all, you keep trying to run this 3-4, and we got a 4-3 type defensive team. But in the same token, even if you're gonna run a 3-4 right, why do you gotta to me as a coach, you got to know your team. Even if that means if I've never coached the Falcons, but I can at least go back and say, look, Raheem, give me the tape on the last 3 years of what the team ran with these players. So I sort of know. It's like you trying to force a square into a circle, or however the term is. And it's like, how, okay, the reason why I can't fault D Africa, everybody was sorry on defense. Even Jesse Bates, that was his worst
Everybody
year.
regressed. Everybody regressed.
That Minnesota game was one of the worst defensive performances I saw from the Falcons in years. That game was just awful.
And that's why by the time Big Low seen them in that Carolina game, they throwing helmets in.
Bro.
They were mad, bro.
They were mad.
And that's why I think Bates didn't extend, because he don't know Jeff Ulbrich like we do. So in his mind, I think he giving the Falcons another year just to see, because you got to think, going from a Jimmy Lake to an Ulbrich, regardless of how you look at it, is a total upgrade. Because I remember when we had Ulbrich as our linebacker coach, boy, he had Deion Jones and them playing out their mind.
Yeah,
man. But at the end of the day, you think about it from Jesse Bates' perspective, that's 3 DCs in 3 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good look. I mean, remember all the times we were complaining, oh man, Matt Ryan can't ever keep, the same coordinator. We always getting rid of him. Always get a new job. It's just the same thing, man.
Hey, it's gonna be the same thing next year. Let Zach Robinson go off next year.
Oh, he gone, bro. He
gone, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you. He is gonna have this offense. I believe he's gonna have this offense clicking on all cylinders. He's able to open up the playbook off season with Michael Penix, coming back with Bijan Robinson, knowing what Bijan could be, knowing what Drake can be. Get Darnell Mooney healthy. Come on now. I think, he's going to come out there and earn himself a head coaching job.
Yeah, he's going to college.
Yeah.
He's going to college.
Yeah, he's going to Oklahoma State, probably.
He was up in Tulsa somewhere.
I'm talking about for real.
And because, see, the reason why I say that is because I look at Steve Sarkisian, right? I'm going to be honest, that year Steve Sarkisian took over the offense, he really didn't do bad, especially being that you asking me to use someone else's playbook instead of using my own.
He didn't do bad, King. It was just the fact that everybody wanted Kyle Shanahan or was mad at Shanahan, and it didn't matter what Sarkisian came in and did. It wasn't going to be right.
No.
But I mean, how much can you expect them to do with somebody? Like, I hate that. Like, this
walk on water, King. Walk on water. That's what it's.
Nah, because it's like, that's like telling A1, right? Okay, yeah, we want you to do this broadcast station, but we want you to sound like this person here, and we want you to do everything. We're gonna give you his playbook, his script, and his playbook. We want you to do what he do, and it's like,
and you know what?
We going 0-16.
I think I agree with what y'all saying. I think Raheem Morris wanted Jimmy Lake to follow his philosophy instead of finding his own, and that was part of the problem. So I definitely agree with that.
Man, I don't even know if Holmes even had a philosophy. I think his philosophy was not to give up the big play, but we're gonna give up 38,000, first downs. But we're not gonna give up that big play.
You know what? They said that on ESPN today when I was watching it, when they were talking about our defense. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Michael Penix is not just as far as football, but he finna be the net face of the franchise, because he the only thing they talking about on ESPN right now. Like, in a positive light. I ain't never seen ESPN talk that good.
That's why, and that's again, that's why I said if he the face of the franchise and he got everything under control for the future, you go out and get that game changed on defense for the future. There's a reason why I said it.
Look, at the end of the day, you talking about they give up a whole bunch of short passes defensively. The issue that we had is that Raheem Morris and Jimmy Lake were coaching this defense like defensive back coaches. They were coaching the defense because they didn't want to get embarrassed and give up any big plays over the top. So instead, they just got embarrassed and gave up a whole bunch of plays underneath. They coached scared.
But this is why I said he got to bring in a coach that's going to challenge him. If it's something that he don't understand and he don't agree with, That's why you have more than one view as a coach. That's why
But
you got assistant coaches.
bringing in your
Come on, man.
homeboy ain't a good look.
Nope.
It's
But
not a good
I
look.
wonder. So now I wonder if Ali was a Raheem pick or a Ulbrich pick at that.
Who you said?
The D line coach, I think his name Ali, the one from Houston, the one that had Houston going crazy.
Uh, I think that was more of a Raheem pick.
I think it was over a pick. There's nothing about that pick that feels Raheem Morris-ish to me. I'm sorry, there's nothing, because knowing Raheem, he would get the guy at Publix because he likes the way he bags his groceries to be the defensive line coach.
That's crazy work.
There's nothing about that pick that says Raheem Morris.
So Raheem Morris, he just that man, just standing there watching everybody, while everybody else do all the hard labor.
Bro, I
I'm
don't know.
about right. Yeah.
Raheem Morris, it feels like he's more worried about which J's he's wearing at the game, opposed to
That's true. That's absolutely
the pass
true.
rush lanes, the gap integrity. He's
What you
more worried
said?
about
He worried about the color of his capri pants. Low.
exactly.
Worry about the color of them capri pants,
He's
dog.
making sure that they don't come too far up the calf, and he's worried, making sure that the defense, that the safeties don't get beat over the top.
No, because that's what they said on ESPN. They said we was fifth and not getting beat deep, but we were like 20 something in short passes allowed. So basically we was allowing team to dink and dunk on us.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask y'all a question? And this is something that crossed my mind a while ago, and I ain't never said that to nobody, not even Chris and Berto. We talk about Arthur Smith getting popular off of Derrick Henry. Did Raheem Morris get popular off Aaron Donald while you was there?
You damn sure did. I mean, I ain't mean to say that fast. I did not mean to say that fast. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna go last.
Nah, go ahead, Tip.
Man, no, I mean, I can believe so. I mean, honestly, him, Leonard Floyd, Morgan Fox, all those guys like that, you know what I'm saying, were on that team. You know what I'm saying, when they won the Super Bowl. Jordan Fuller, so I mean, it's like you're going back and you're trying to recreate that defense. The only problem is, you don't have, of course, one of the greatest defensive linemen in Aaron Donald, of course. But it could be a possibility of that for real, though, Smitty, because he did control that defense. They did win the Super Bowl with him. And, you know what I'm saying, regardless, Super Bowl rings, no matter how you get them, let's just be honest, you hold it up, it speaks volumes.
I mean, for me, I think that's like the delusion for him, because it may be another 5 years before we see it. Well, I can't say that because they went and got the guy I wanted. I told everybody to go get Jared Verse, and you see what he did. So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I like Jared Verse. I wouldn't have been mad if we took him, but I guess, man, they didn't really. I don't know what they really didn't see, because I mean, regardless, they were still trying to move up to come back and get Latu again. So it just, I don't know. I mean, Jared Verse is a good player though too.
But that was gonna lead to a question I have after the Smitty question. Do you think that they need to give Ulbrich a little control over the draft? I mean, as far as who, scouting and picking for the defense.
I mean, I don't know, Lo. What you think, man? Because I mean, at the end of the day, he is running the defense. I just don't want another Tat McKinley, TJ Watt thing. It's just, that's hard to get over, because TJ Watt is still generational today. And Pat McKinley is still on his way probably back to work for UCLA at his alma mater. Just, I don't know, bro.
Now he went off on the Chargers, coach. Remember?
Yeah, you sure did.
See
And
what I'm
now
saying?
he makes like the best frozen strawberry lemonades that Zaxby's has ever had. Like
But
those
you know,
frozen strawberry lemonades that
He put
Zaxby's,
the good mix on it, low.
boy, what you talking about? I
but
gotta get.
Oh,
I
you know
call
why I
before I
say that
come to
though,
make sure he's
A1.
working every time.
I'm gonna tell you why I say
they
that,
got
A1.
control.
Because it's hard for me to believe that from okay, yeah, the Tat McKinley thing, I get that, but he wasn't in control then. It's hard for me to believe that you come from the Jets defense watching Quinyon Mitchell and all these big boys up front, and you ain't sort of changed your philosophy a little bit, if you sort of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I
And
feel
Rich
you.
and
I
Richie,
feel
that's
you.
why I said they got to go out and get a big defensive tackle in this draft because Ulbrich can't survive without that. Because we all know linebackers thrive off of stuff like that, and he's a former linebacker, so he knows that.
That's why I was saying, do you think we need to give him a little bit more scout control? Is that why you think that he's been with them at every? Because you know he been with them every time they show the film. Matter of fact, they show him more than they show Raheem.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't care who's making the decision. It's like at the end of the day, I need to just pick some good defensive players. Like,
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
look, all of the excuses and everything. If it doesn't work out this year, I mean, all of them can go. All of them. Terry,
Yeah,
Raheem, Ulbrich, every last one of them. I'd rather just start all over. I
but
ain't
but
trying to
but
keep
but
nobody.
that would be going backwards though because you built all this on the one GM and everything just fall apart. You got your franchise quarterback. You go out and get your star defensive player this year, and now you bring in another coach and then learn all over again. That's
Bro,
oof.
Michael Jackson
That's
went
tough,
backwards.
bro. Who wants to do that?
Michael Jackson went backwards. It was the best thing he ever did.
Yeah, yeah. But he also didn't have to play on the football field either. All he had to do was perform at the Super Bowl. You know, he had to do something like that, but he still didn't have to go out there and hit nobody.
Look,
As a matter of fact, you better keep away from him. You better not hit Michael.
But I
look,
mean, I sort of get what Lo's saying because I can already see the fans now. If we have a bad season, that's why you should have got Wink Martindale. That's why I see Bill Belichick. Da, da, da.
Yep,
Boy,
You
look.
know it's coming, King. It's
it's
on the way.
coming. It's coming.
It's on the way.
Hold your horses. It's coming.
Because, you
Let
know,
us not make
Belichick
the
already
playoffs. Let us
trolling us with
not
his.
not be competent on defense. Let anything happen. You already said it yourself earlier in the show. It's like we can do nothing to satisfy the fan base as a whole. So
Nope.
get ready. It's gonna be like that.
Yep. Just be careful what you ask for, cause you're gonna
careful
get it.
what you ask for. I know AD says that players speak highly of Ra. I mean, look, this is the same guy whenever he was in Tampa Bay. He was going to the strip club with his players when he was the head coach. I mean, I would love him too. I'm sure, he gives a lot of leeway and it shows on the field. Like the guy coaches that were easy on me as a player, I loved them. I was like, man, shoot, I know I ain't gonna have to do no up downs if I continue to jump off sides or I get encroachments.
That's why Julio left when Arthur Smith got here. Arthur Smith went with that training by yourself.
Yep.
Well, look, I mean, at the end of
Training
the
with
day,
P.O.
Arthur Smith, he was tough and still lost. So I mean,
Right.
he's basically like the loudest loser. I don't
The loudest loser you've ever seen in your life.
exactly.
Oh shit.
What is it? The biggest loser. He's the toughest loser. We just give him that
Mhm.
award. So I
But
mean,
that's why I think Pittsburgh worked for him because remember, they still weren't scoring over 25 points, but the teams that they were battling didn't score over 20. So, and I think that's going to be a lot different this year.
we're gonna see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, you think about it. Honestly, the way that Arthur Smith wants to run a team, the way Arthur Smith wants to run an offense, it kind of does fit the Steelers more than us. I feel like they're a more physical team, what I'm saying, by foundation, by culture. So, maybe they can go with it and let it ride with it out there a little bit more than they would so much in the South.
Right.
So then what happened to us? Because we used to be a team like that. We used to be a grit, run the ball, grit, defense.
Can't
Like,
stop nobody on defense.
Yeah, but Dan Reeves was the coach then. That was a long time ago.
Dan Reeves was too.
And we went from that to, you know what I'm saying, hitting that old school song. You know what Rocco said, hit him with the finesse, you know, with the wrist, finesse.
Yes,
That's exactly what happened.
You know it. We try to get like we try to be pretty. We go
but
into a
if you
football
can't do
game.
the foundational stuff right, how you gonna even be pretty?
That's that's
where we at right now.
Once again,
Now you on the team now, King.
five picks on the last 4 picks positional players, offensive skill players, and then you wonder the last 5 picks or the last 4 picks, and then you wonder why you can't stop nobody on defense. You wonder why Bryce Young is throwing Steph Curry touchdown passes.
Man, that was so embarrassing.
That burned me up. That burnt me up so bad. I was in
you had to see that in building. Low.
Yeah, I watched. I was literally right there. And they come back to the sideline. Everybody cussing each other out. People throwing stuff. I'm sitting here like, man, I've been there, fellas. Last game of the season, you want to finish off on a high note.
Bro, we could have finished at least with a winning record, at least.
Exactly.
Finally.
Exactly.
At least you know, to have something to go into the off season. Like, all right, we did falter, but at least we did have a winning season. You know what I'm saying? At least to try to hang your hat on something to like build toward next year. It's just like, dang, bro, you know what I'm saying? We same position.
But it's hard to stop people whenever your last 4 picks were, offensive skill positions. It's hard to stop people in that situation. You got to hit on those late round picks, and I mean, even Troy Anderson, 2nd round pick, and shoot, I played more than Troy Anderson last year.
Yeah, you did. I seen you. Yeah, man, Low had his helmet and stuff at the trotting out there.
Exactly. So, look, I mean, at the end of the day, man,
Low was in uniform more than Brandon Dorless.
But you know what? I think that's more Raheem, because it's starting to seem like he don't like to play his rookies. That's what it looked like to me.
Once again, I feel like Terry Fontenot drafts his players a year early. He drafts for that need a year early. Whenever I seen him draft Brandon Dorless and Root, I was like, oh yeah, Grady out of here. I called it. Whenever I seen him draft Brandon Dorless,
we all said that.
Yeah, we seen that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
And Grady you know when I knew it was real that Grady was gone, it was during Jeff Ulbricht's speech when they asked him about Grady, and he sort of fumbled over his words, like, yeah, Grady a good person, but we need to get to the quarterback. He started fumbling a little bit. And I was like, yeah, he really out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just got to read the room or read the interview.
But that's why
just like they said in the interview during the owners meeting that Raheem said he couldn't speak for Grady. I think they called him to the office to let him know that he was going to be released. I didn't think it had nothing to do with no restructure, because they weren't finna pay him the production he was having the last 2 years. Then he was coming off a torn ACL. No, you ain't finna rework no contract. Oh,
so I talked to Grady.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real with this too. We already know that first year off of a major injury like that, ask Kyle Pitts, you know what I'm saying, you are not right. You are not all the way right. It was plenty of times that I was in the Mercedes-Benz on the sideline myself, and I see Grady, you know what I'm saying, on the field. You know what I'm saying? He'll be walking off the field kind of limping. He'll go to a knee. Sometimes he won't even sit down. He'll go to a knee.
Yep.
You know, so
right
he just
by the bench.
Yep.
Bro.
Right by the bench, but go to a knee instead of just sitting down regularly.
All right, so based off of what the family told me as far as Grady, they said that they hit him up about an extension, but they couldn't come to they said that the Falcons didn't value Grady the way that he felt like he could have been valued. And
yeah, but let reports tell it they offer him just as much as Chicago.
That's not true.
Oh, no,
Chicago offered him a whole lot more money. They said that They said it would be a situation where it would have been foolish not to take the deal that Chicago gave him.
Because I heard they only offer Grady like they wanted to offer him like 8 million, 10 million, something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we wanted him to take a massive pay cut so we can make some moves.
But you know what? I can't fault Grady because Grady probably in there like y'all signed that old sucker ass quarterback to 180 million, but want me to take because you gotta look at it. Why would I take a pay cut if I've been here and been loyal, but you give him 180 million? He the one really ruined the team, not me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Hey, you're talking too real right there now, King. You're talking too real.
Nah,
just
because
saying.
I seen the Grady interview at Chicago, and when they asked him for Atlanta, he looked like he lost his girlfriend.
Right. You right. Yeah, I
He
seen
wanted
that
to
too.
stay.
I
He
seen
wanted
that too.
I'm
He
telling you,
did.
he wanted to stay.
The whole family wanted to stay.
Yeah.
No, because go and watch his interview, his very first interview with Chicago, and the reporter asked him about Atlanta. He paused for like a good 5 seconds, and you know the look on your face when you like your girl done broke your heart and you done caught her cheating. And
I ain't gonna lie, it was similar to
happen.
how Julio. It was similar to how Julio was when he was like, "Man, it was a hell of a ride, y'all." It was kind of similar to that.
And then you make him the face of the team last year, which really probably made it like a big slap in the face.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. But he definitely fleeced the Bears though, because that guaranteed money, you couldn't turn that down, bro. Well, that was close to 30 mil guaranteed with Grady right now.
You gotta take that.
But you know the only thing that I think would really be dangerous is if Chicago let him play the position. Because remember, we played him out of position his whole career.
Yeah, they run a 4-3, so he'll be all right there. And he got Montez Sweat on the other side of him, so he'll definitely be all right.
Yeah. And they still probably going to end up grabbing somebody out of the draft. And I mean, Bears made moves, period, too. They got a couple guys.
Yeah, Bears got a squad.
But I just remember when Brady was next to Dontarie Poe and Hagman. I remember when he was next to them two.
Yeah. When he had those guys, yeah, Grady was able to get some space. Because, you know, Hagman, man, he just couldn't keep his head on right.
But remember, he also had Adrian Claiborne, too. So it's like, y'all never replaced the big guy next to him. He was the big guy. You put, basically, on your model, you put two Grady Jarretts together.
Oh, shit, man. Grady gonna be good, man. Grady got Montez Sweat, Jervon Dexter, and Bingo there in Chicago. So yeah, he gonna be good, man.
Yeah, Grady good.
And he got Zach Pickens, the rookie from last year.
He in a better situation and he getting more money. He'll be okay. All thing he needs to do is make sure he wear bulletproof vests in Chicago.
Hey, and make sure he cover up them ankles, and them ankles and them knees, cause boy, it get cold in Chicago.
Boy, what you talking about? We went to Chicago.
And he got Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker behind him.
We went to Chicago about a month ago. They said it was 0 degrees. I ain't never been in that kind of weather before. So as soon as I walked out the airport, I was like, let me see what this talking about. But I took a breath in, and bro, my lungs literally burned. It was so cold. I ain't never felt that kind of cold before. I was like, yeah,
it's different. They got different installation in the coats up there.
Boy, you got to be.
But see, the reason why I say that is because I never seen Grady play outside of a dome.
I mean,
it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
When you playing football for a long time, you can play indoors or outdoors. It really don't matter. It's just all about who you got around you, man.
How old is Grady now?
31.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think 31. About to be 32.
Yeah, Grady, he got a few more. He got a couple more good years left in him.
But that's why Cincinnati don't want to pay Trey Hendrickson.
Man, they already don't give Chase and Higgins crazy money, so it's just like it's gonna be hard signing Trey.
You on the 28th of this month.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Say he'll be 32 at the 28th of this month.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? He feel to be 32. He will be 32. He'll be good in 32 when the season starts.
Kind of like Kirk
And,
Cousins.
and I'm glad Dre Murphy brought that up. Um, it's just crazy how many edge rushers they done whiffed on going after. You look at Danielle Hunter, he chose Houston over Atlanta. Montez Sweat chose Chicago over Atlanta. What is that front office doing wrong that players change their mind about coming here?
Remember, Calais Campbell didn't even want to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Calais
I'm pretty
Campbell.
sure
I
they reached
mean,
out to him. Yeah,
we let Calais Campbell go. You know, I know folks were saying, why did we let Bud Dupree go? You know, because I know he was captain almost with the Falcons though, because he would almost get there.
But he
Would
got that new
almost get
contract with the Chargers, though, didn't he?
there. And the Chargers hated him. They
How,
hated Bud
how did he
Dupree
do
out there.
last year?
I mean, he was all right, but honestly, he got a lot of penalties. That you know, what I'm saying, sustained drives for the opposing team, and a
But
lot.
when
I
he
mean,
our top sack leader last year,
I know he definitely generated some of the most
Bud
pressures for
Dupree
sure.
and Calais Campbell were tied.
but
Yeah,
then
and then you
see,
remember Arnold Abacate, remember he had 6.5.
Okay,
then
so
that's
yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
because and now it make me wonder about Malone because it's like now he almost was our sack leader. You see what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. I don't know what our organization doing.
That was just piss poor coaching, man. Let's just keep it real. Piss poor coaching. And we all knew that D'Angelo Malone could play. You don't just get 32 sacks in college by mistake. Come on, man.
Yeah, when he does play, he's automatically generating pressure. That's Tip boy. That's Tip boy. Tip
Well,
said, "Hey, I don't think you should play D'Angelo Malone. You should drop Matthew Judon back in coverage. That's what I think."
nah, see, I never agreed to have Matthew
Man,
Judon out there playing big nickel. I never agreed for Matthew Judon to be out there trying to be Scott Case. You know,
And
And
see, I think there we go again with Jimmy Lake because I feel like Jimmy Lake ruined Judon honestly because for me I'd have never put a Judon on a Miles Sanders. Like, what the fuck? My bad. What kind of off the defense you running?
you good.
Like,
I
man, when
know
I
it make you
seen
say
that
that though.
when I seen that in that game, man, I almost broke the TV. I almost threw a glass at the TV because I'm like, why are you covering Miles Sanders?
Bro, and that's why Matthew
No business.
Judon. That's why at the end of the game, he ain't even want to talk to nobody because he's sitting here like, man, I know why would I come back to this? Even if the
Mm-hmm.
DC's gone, it's like the head coach is letting this happen. Like, why would I come back to this?
I mean, that's the real question.
yeah,
You know?
they're
I
wasting
mean,
opportunity.
you
Troy
brought
Anderson
me in to
trying to
rush the
guard Alvin
quarterback,
Kamara.
but wouldn't you be mad, Low? Think about it. We bring Low in to rush the quarterback. That's all we want you to do. That's what we told you. But then when you come in, Jimmy Lake got you in coverage on every third and fourth down instead of rushing the quarterback.
Stupid. That's
Why
And
would I
then
want to come back
remember,
to that?
why would I want to come? Once again, he's coaching like he's a DB's coach.
because
He's
think
coach.
about it. Remember that damn what game that was? Well, they weren't even putting him in on third and fourth down in a couple of games. He be there on first and second down, and they take him out on third and fourth. And I'm like, he a pass rusher. Why would you do that?
Yeah, the most storied pass rusher on the team right now. But
And again, you got guys out there like Chuck Smith that play for the Falcons, and you don't even know how to use your pass rushes. And you got a guy that run a camp in town and won't even give him a call to give him a job. That just don't make sense at all.
so he
Because
gonna
I
Won't give him a
refuse to
call to give him
believe.
a job, and you won't send your players down there to him.
exactly.
Because I refuse to believe that Judon went from 10 sacks to almost zero coming over here.
Man, Chuck said himself that Vic Beasley or Tat McKinley didn't reach out to him to try to come, see them to work on their pass rush moves.
Because when Vic Beasley tried to, Dan Quinn shut all that down.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Well, another reason why he ain't here, right?
Exactly. Exactly. All right, fellas, we're gonna get ready to shut it on down, man. I don't think I'm finna be putting together that garbage disposal tonight. I ain't gonna.
No, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it, Lo.
Just gonna make that pallet on the
Low,
sofa then.
hey, below hope to miss his sleep.
Man, shoot. Watch, I'm finna walk out here. She gonna be standing right there.
Looking right at you.
Exactly.
Like a horror
Like, oh, you
movie.
have fun with your coaches meeting?
Exactly. Exactly. Man,
Yeah,
y'all
and
want
Bit
to tell
Low gonna have
everybody.
to start playing Tenderoni just to get thing.
Hey,
You know what I'm
look,
saying?
you
Get it
know
right.
it. You know it. You know it. That's the go-to right there.
Chris trying to start something.
Nah,
Bro, it was
you
so funny. Like that song had came on the other day, and I had just thought about it. I said, "Hey, wait a minute, hey Lo, you be singing this to Coach Ronnie?" He talking about some boy. I still do.
Nah, you know he's saying jagged edge as soon as he see her, as soon as he about to get in trouble.
Man, man, shoot. Y'all want to let everybody know where they can find y'all at, man?
Hey man, well you can find me at A1 Forever Sports, man. Make sure you be generational because there's always time to be, and don't you settle for less because you can always have more with the vision. Come on over, have a Hawks, Braves, or Falcon conversation on A1 Forever Sports. Also catch your boy on Hawks Digest. Just dropped a new video on Hawks Digest. So, so if you're not too sleepy, check it out tonight. If not, it still will be there in the morning. Shoot, man. Also, A1 Forever on Twitter, A1 Forever Instagram, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok.
Man, don't fool with the fake one. Don't fool with the fake A1.
Yeah, don't pull up the fake one. The real A1. So if you say the fake, that's
real.
not me.
Exactly.
Man, this King Richie, man. You can find me on I still haven't got it all the way together, but you can find me on the Dirty Falcon podcast. Once I get 50 subscribers, then I can go live. I really be wanting to go live. I really want to be able to go live on draft night, but I don't know how quick that's gonna happen. So you can find me on everybody else podcast anytime, anywhere, as long as they drop the link.
There you go. There you go. Smitty, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, they know where to find me, man. Find me on YouTube and Twitter star shit, because that's what I do. Also find me on the NFC South RoundTable, man. We're gonna get back to it sooner or later. I think right before the draft we're gonna have a show. And we're gonna talk potential draft picks and what teams need and all that good stuff. But continue to support the sports machine, man. I'm trying to get to 15,000 by my birthday, and that's in July. So help your boy get there. I need about 500 more subs, and we good to go.
Can't beat it, bro. Can't beat it. Everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach. Love to sit around and talk about sports. I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in and chopping it up with us as we did a couple of mock drafts. I do need y'all to make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit that like button for me. If you hit that like button, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day.
Hold on. You done gave up singing at the wedding? Now you dance?
Man, we do it all. We do it all. It don't matter what you need. Sing, dance. I strip. I still strip a little bit on the side.
Hold on. What?
Yeah,
it's getting crazy.
Yeah. So I got a baby pool.
Chippendale Low.
Yeah, I got a baby pool on the back of my truck.
That man said, "Yeah."
I put baby oil in it, and just do a little strip show, and hopefully everybody can enjoy the show. Tony Wright says, Smitty says, ask Low about the retirement party that he, Roddy White, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, all going for Julio Jones.
Man, hold on. What happened to Harry Douglas? He's supposed to be part of that too.
I don't know what he's talking about. I think I still Tony Wright. He's confused. I think he's talking about a party that they throwing. I ain't doing none of that. I don't know what he talking about.
Oh, he was the one out there on the Royal Caribbean ship with the butt naked scripples.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Exactly.
Now I said they ain't gonna be posing like Odell them before the playoff game.
Oh Lord, have mercy. No. I say the sexual healing in the hot tub. Nah, ain't nobody do all that. Ain't nobody do it. To come out of the water? Like what was you doing in the water? That water hot in the hot tub? Oh, too many questions. Man. Anyway, definitely,
like
man.
all the hot dogs.
I'll tell
Too
you.
much. Too much.
Too much. Y'all take it easy, man. Thank y'all so much. Hope y'all have a good night, man. What in the world, Bo?
Peace.
Peace.